Father said, I might not even, be here. You might not even be here. I might have been killed, he said. So, and the reason I think that it hasn't been dropped since is because people saw the devastation that it caused. Because let's face it, and that's why everybody's afraid of Kim Jong-un. Excuse me, folks. Because all it takes is a couple of nuclear bombs. He bombs North Korea and Japan. We bomb him. Russia retaliates. China retaliates. They don't necessarily only have to bomb us. They could be bombing France and England and Germany. And what you do is you have world devastation. Okay? So, what can I say?
There's
nothing to say. It's a frightening
scenario.
Yeah.
World War III will be the final war, if there is one.
Well, they say a nuclear holocaust would be the final end result. And we'd be destroying each other. Who's going to be left? What's going to be left? We'll be back in the dark ages.
Yeah.
Contaminated food, no electricity. I shudder to think.
There'll be a few people alive in the bunkers.
If that's the case, I don't consider myself a coward, but if I'm not destroyed by the fallout, I would just eat some food, and I would rather just die of, radiation poisoning and get it over with. Why do I want to survive in a world like that?
Yeah.
I just feel sorry for the younger generation, for children and grandchildren now who don't even have a chance to grow up.
Well, let's hope for the best. But I still don't know why we need thousands of nuclear weapons in the world.
Oh, I agree with you. Back in the day, the U.S. and Russia were trying to do away with as many nukes as possible. I mean, let's face it, all you really need is 5. All right? You bomb North Korea, you bomb China, okay? You destroy, and then they bomb us. And what do you need any more nuclear weapons for? We're all going to be destroyed. Because the weapons now are far more powerful than they were in 1945.
Yeah. Now they have the nitrogen bomb, whatever that is.
Now, the H bomb, they've developed the H bomb to a point where, now get this is really funny. It kills people, but it doesn't destroy the buildings.
Yeah.
So if you have no people, and that's probably what they would use. Okay.
Good. So you have an empty Earth with a lot of buildings.
That's it. You're 100% right.
Unless the H-bomb doesn't last in the air as long or something. And in the ground, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm no expert. All I know is that I wouldn't want to survive in a nuclear, at the end of a nuclear holocaust. I'd rather just have it end quickly.
Well, hold on. We got a call.
111. That's the gentleman from, I don't know if it's Colorado or Montana.
Hello, you on? Sorry for making you wait. Hello?
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 Yes. You're on the air.
Hello. I just wanted to discuss some topics that I found interesting.
Okay.
Sure. And who are we speaking to?
Okay. So, happy Passover.
Thank you very much. And if you're celebrating Easter, happy Easter.
No, I'm not actually.
Thank you.
Okay, and what's your name?
My name is Saudul Jassim. I was from Palestine, but I am actually Jewish.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I love your topic today. I've loved your discussions.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Very
Oh, well,
good.
It sounded like, I guess, while I thought it was really a very nice call, I guess it turned out to be a phony phone call.
Yeah, no, but what was the noise that he
He
made?
probably flushed the toilet.
I don't know.
That's what I would think. You know, when anybody is too complimentary to anything we have to say, you know, I would say that basically I'd have to, you know, take issue with that because
How dare he compliment us?
that's true. You know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, it was nice while it lasted, however long it lasted, you know.
Well, he just tried to see. It doesn't look like anybody was a. Well, you know, a lot of people are celebrating today.
Well, I mean,
Good
you know,
Friday.
the reason and the reason that they had to get Jesus off the cross so quickly after he died is because they had to bury him before the Sabbath. Okay, and it was also Passover. You couldn't bury anybody during the holiday. So, you know, they begged for his body from the Romans, and Joseph of Arimathea had a tomb already, and he gave it to the disciples and to Mary, and that's where they put Jesus' body. Okay, and they rolled the rock, and who figured that somebody would be able to move the rock by themselves if they did?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's... So what can I tell you? It is what it is.
Yeah, you have to believe.
Well, you got to believe in something. I know my friend Joel doesn't.
Well, if you believe in...
He doesn't, but
I'm saying, if you believe in the Bible, you have to believe supernatural things happened.
But even the Pope said even atheists can get into heaven.
Yes.
I wonder how. I wonder if that's because when you're on your deathbed.
No, if he does good deeds and stuff, that's against our friend Chad, who said the Pope is going to hell.
Well, because he doesn't. Well, and it's unfortunate because he said, you know, he will not be able to go. His parents will not be able to enter the kingdom of heaven the way he will because they don't believe the way he believes. And it's kind of sad when you think about it. And I remember something, as I said once before, my father said to my sister Tina when she let it be known that, you know, she was accepting of Jesus Christ, etc., that he said, you can't tell me that my parents, meaning my grandparents, are not in heaven right now because of the good life that they led. You know, that they're someplace else.
Well, like I said with my parents also, my mother survived the Holocaust, and then she died, and now she's not in heaven. I told them, I'll go wherever they are, whatever you want to call it.
Well, you know, if you got your father on one side, he's on the Christian side, your mother's on the Jewish side, they could hold hands through the fence, you know? Yeah. That is, if Trump doesn't build a fence separating heaven from, you know, I don't think they have that anyway.
Yeah, well... Maybe.
I think we all go to the same place.
Yes, on 6 feet under. We don't like to discuss that part.
We are food for worms, ladies and gentlemen.
Ashes to ashes.
And dust to dust.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
From dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return.
But anyway, now looks like Trump, by the way, approval.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. That guy was so friendly and so complimentary.
You knew something was wrong.
You know, I mean, it's really...
Yeah, but I have no idea what he did. If that's supposed to be a...
What? When you were when you were a teenager who didn't go out on Friday night, you didn't make phony phone calls to people?
Yeah, no, but at least we did something. I have no idea what he did, unless it's something that somebody else.
Well, he said something very nice, and then he flushed the toilet. I get go figure that.
Was
one
that what
out.
he
I don't
did?
know.
Flush the toilet?
I believe so. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, since you've been spending so much time in there tonight, I figured you would know.
Nah, that didn't sound like he flushed the toilet, but maybe.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
But hey, we've already made an hour and 10 minutes, folks. They said it couldn't be done, but here we are. Getting ready to wrap it up, I think.
Nah.
What do you mean, no? I'm sort of all talked out. I've been doing most of it.
Yeah. We're going to just go ahead and see something here. Okay, let's just see if we have that here.
What, sound effects?
Yeah.
No, we don't want sound effects, please. We haven't done that since our ratings were in the ground, underwater. Just when our ratings are starting to see daylight. Come on.
You're lucky. There's nothing on it anyway.
Good.
Yeah, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mark, do you know that the president's approval ratings have gone up?
Yeah, it's about 40 now.
43.
Oh, as of today?
It was a couple of days ago. It was 43.
You know what gets me about him? Every time I get the feeling that I want to say, yeah, he did something good. Then right away he says, hey, he said, now whether it's true or not, he says, we have the greatest military in the world. There has been more done in these 6 weeks, he said, than 8 years with Obama. You got to get the dig in, and then on all the news programs, except maybe for Fox, they're showing that this is the 7th week out of 12 that Trump has been out of the White House on the weekend, down in Mar-a-Lago, and they said if he keeps this up, in 1 year he's going to be spending more of our taxpayer dollars than Obama did in 8 years in the White House. He's going to do that in 1 year. They have yet to reimburse the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office or any place else for overtime. Okay, you talking down in Florida. They have small sheriff's offices. They can't afford to have these guys working 24/7. They can't do it. Okay, and he's done more golfing. I saw on the news he was saying, gee, President Obama has done more golfing than anybody on the PGA Tour. I mean, the man likes golfing, and I tell you, Obama was criticized after the first beheading of an American, that he gave an impassioned speech and then he went on a golf course. And the Republicans chastised him and, pardon the analogy, crucified him for what he did, having a lack.
Some of the Democrats did.
Having a lack of, feeling. And he said it was poor judgment on his part. But here we have Trump talking about basically destroying the world, and he's down there golfing.
He works every week there.
Oh, please. And Obama didn't work when he was away? Come on.
I'm not saying
because you're not in Washington doesn't mean you're not connected to the White House.
I'm not saying he did or he didn't. But Obama wasn't working because he golfed the whole morning. He gave a speech and then he golfed the whole day.
Go away.
What are you talking about?
I mean, he golfed the whole day.
He did.
There were phones where when he went to Cape Cod, okay, or when he went to Hawaii, there were telephones. He's in constant contact with what's going on in the world. Trust me, okay? I'm not saying Trump isn't, but here's a guy who chastised...
Trump has meetings all the time.
Oh, come on, he has meetings.
Who was his last meeting with? Come on, Who did he meet with down
Why?
there?
Because he met with President Xi of China,
And he
and then he met with Abe.